Hi, my name is Chung, the CEO and co-founder of Sky Babies. Today, we are touring a new chapter of the Ronin network with a new delegated proof-of-stake upgrade. Let's build together.
A Ronin is a samurai without a master. With Ronin, we took the destiny of our own products into our own hands.
Sky Babies team has been working very hard in past months for this moment. And on the journey to DPoS, we have some new key high. We also make some new friends along the way.
So we have vetted over 250 game studios to determine those exact right partners for us and for our ecosystem.
Progressively decentralizing the network over time means that we can move a little bit slower at the beginning and get a more clear idea of what the most important value adds for people are. And now we can really start to see the fruits of our labor.
Welcome in, everybody, to the AxieTh World Battle Bangkok 2023 tournament. This is the third qualifier so far, and it is a very exciting day for us. These players will be competing for a total of 15,000 AXS, which is absolutely an amazing prize pool. We've got 8 amazing players today, and only 4 of them will be succeeding and getting an invitation directly to the final LAN event in Bangkok and earning 300 AXS along the way. I am Ryan AF, and I am joined with the ever so skillful Excelsior.
Yes, Ryan. Yes, and you said that our players are going to be fighting it out for the spot at the top 4. But how is it going to go? As we can see right here, we have each round of the tournament will open for up to 1,024 players. Now, these players have been sifted from a total of 1,024 players with the best of 3 matches ending single elimination bracket. So if you get removed or eliminated, you won't have another chance to come back. And the tournament will be played on the esports server with all rules and charms unlocked. So you just have to bring what? Your very own Axies. The tournament will be played on the Axie Origins Season 3 patch. So again, no need to worry about the upcoming patch because we're going to maintain it on Season 3. So for your registration, or if you want to register, you have to go first and create an account at Community Gaming or AxieTh.com. Then players must join the tournament's Discord server to find their opponents or DM their opponents directly by Discord tag. And you have to check in 1 hour before the tournament starts on CG as well. And as you can see right here, we have a total of 4 qualifiers. And now, Ryan, we are already on qualifier number 3.
Qualifier number 3. So we have 8 confirmed players already going to the Bangkok live event, and 4 more today will be joining them. So there'll be 16 players from the qualifiers altogether, plus 4 invited players local to Thailand, for a total of 20 players altogether for the LAN event in Bangkok. So extremely exciting. That is going to be one hype event. Today, our players are very interesting. We've got some return challengers, some players from Qualifier 1 and Qualifier 2 who weren't able to make the cut in the final rounds have actually come back in Qualifier 3 for their second chance at taking that prize home. Today's competitors are Paradise from Sura. We've got MMG Chan. We've got MVP MBHD Axie GG. So many letters there. Meditate Zero, Rizzy A, Nub Who, Big Gabby, and Zelizer. All of these guys are top of their class, very high level competitors, and I am very excited to see what they bring to this event, what they've got in store for us. Now, this event, of course, is brought to us by AxieTh. AxieTh is one of the biggest Axie communities in Thailand, sharing news and updates about Axie Infinity and the Ronin chain. In addition, AxieTh has hosted several Axie meetups in Thailand, which bring together members of the community to share their love for the game and connect with like-minded individuals. With its strong focus on Axie Infinity and its active engagement with the community, AxieTh has become a key player in the Axie ecosystem in Thailand.
Yes, and of course, Ryan, we also have YGG-SEA or YGGC. It is a gaming guild that operates in Southeast Asia, primarily focused on blockchain games. YGGC is the first sub-DAO of YGG, a part of the broader Yield Guild Games organization, which aims to create a decentralized gaming ecosystem where players can earn income by participating in blockchain-based games. The guild also conducts community events and education programs to promote blockchain gaming on the region or in the region as well.
Of course, we've also got AMP Guild, the Web3 epicenter of the Ampverse, provides a network of 400 million people through Web3 gaming influencers and offers additional customized branding, marketing, and community growth services in Southeast Asia and India. Now, there is also a special giveaway to the viewers of the AxieTh Qualifier Finals. There is a link. It should be in the description of the video you're watching or maybe pinned in the comments. But we're giving away 30 Axies to the lucky audience members of the AxieTh World Battle Bangkok. All you have to do is follow the link in the comment in the description. And enter in all. There's like 3 simple tasks I think you can complete, and each task will increase your chances of being a winner, and you might just win yourself your very own Axie.
That's right, and this is going to be running from May 5 to 15, 11 p.m. UTC +7. I've already seen some of the lucky viewers over at the AxieTh World Battle streams. Ryan, I've seen the winners, like of the first batch, right, of the Qualifier 1 and Qualifier 2 in terms of our viewers, and these guys have been lucky, but it's your challenge. It's your chance to get lucky as well by joining this giveaway. Just complete the task and click the link right there for your chance for your very own free Axies. And you know, I remember that time, Ryan, like we had to like grind and breed our own Axies, but now you can just watch and get your very own. It's a huge opportunity for our viewers right now, Ryan.
Absolutely. We saw some giveaways happen in the previous qualifiers, and some very happy winners there, and we're doing it all again. So make sure to sign up with that link and complete the tasks and get your chance to win. Now, our first match today, Excelsior, is going to be Paradise from Sura versus Chan from MMG. Both of these players are return challengers. We saw Paradise, I believe, in Qualifier 1 and MMG Chan in Qualifier 2. So they've both been able to make it back to the top 8 of Qualifier 3, and only one of them will be proceeding forward. Paradise from Sura, very strong Topaz builds with a little bit of variety. He's got a couple different options here. I believe he is the one that actually played Collect and Protect and Shield Leecher on his team, if I'm not mistaken.
I think that's right, dude. Like he also like he likes to play with a little bit of sustain. As you can see, it's now 7 out of 10 is going to be Topaz, but he has just that one team that he can play with sustain. That's the mech with a double twin tail as well. That may be used sometime here, but I'm not sure if it's going to be the priority because he's going to be more focused on the Topaz. Like this is going to be, you know, I'm 7 out of 10. I'm thinking that there's going to be a Topaz team right now, Ryan.
I have to agree with you there. He just has so many strong options in terms of Topaz. He can go with the Dawn for anti-curse cards and a little bit of extra attack power. He can go with the Beast and Sticky Tape as opposed instead to get a little bit more power. He's got some really strong mech options. I mean, the amount of variety he has in these Topaz Axies are pretty extreme, and I would be hard pressed to say that he plays anything other than some sort of Topaz variation.
That's right. And what you can see right here is that, he just focuses more on the discard. So I'm guessing also on the variation that you said as well. There's not going to be an EA type of Topaz team here. So most likely there's going to be a lot of rocket stamps right here. But of course, on the other side of the board, there's going to be Chan with 3 options. As you can see right here, there's going to be a Topaz team, a Jinx team, and a Sustain team. What do you think about this, Ryan?
Right. Well, I think he gives himself more options in terms of potential team comps. But against this specific opponent, if he's done his research on Paradise's team, then he's going to know that Jinx team is not a good option because Paradise has the Dawn, right? So that is the instant curse team counter. He also has multiple bugs, which can play Shield Leecher, so that counters the sustain option from Chan, which means Chan's real options are boiled down to just those 4 Topaz Axies. Yeah. And when I look at his options between those 4 Axies and Paradise's options within his 7 Topaz Axies, I feel like Paradise has the opportunity to come out on top here.
That's right. And with these numbers of options, I think if I remember correctly, Chan already went as well, as I said before, he went top player of one of the other tournaments, and he went with the BO5 with this specific team setup. So this can also limit his options again, as you said. Like, you would be more willing to go into Topaz here, considering that you have 2 bugs for Topaz, and I'm thinking he's going more into the bug with the bumpy Topaz right here, because these 2 guys can redirect, right? So that off-light kind of grayish Axie right there is going to be the mech. So that will possibly be the focus or the main damager that he has right now, Ryan.
Right. Oh man, I'm excited to get the show on the road and see what these competitors bring to the table, man. They're as much as we speculate, it really could go any direction. If Paradise decides to cover all of his options and play the Dawn and Shield Leecher instead of Collect and Protect, he might actually be leaving himself vulnerable by trying to cover all the bases. Because I feel like the obviously the smarter option and the most successful would be the Collect and Protect, right? You get more card draw, you get more defense. So if you do go Shield Leecher anticipating a potential sustained comp, and you don't get the sustained comp, it can leave you vulnerable. So it really is anybody's match here. But I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see these 2 players duke it out. It was an amazing battle with Chan during last week's Qualifier 2. He fought against Sequinox, who I consider the final boss of Axie tournaments, just because that name inspires fear in my heart for some reason. And you really thought Chan was going to come out on top.
Yeah, really thought, man.
So
he had that that experience where he gets to railroad a lot of his opponents while getting to the top. So with that match, wow, you can see some chinks in the armor that Chan has, and this might be another chance for him. But Paradise likes to have a challenge as well. Like, he's been eliminating pros left and right over at the different tournaments, and you can see over at his Twitter that he is on fire as well. Like he has that meme again that he is death, and he goes on and removes like one representative from each guild. And he has that kind of how they say this, fire that goes with him. But Chan, very calculated. What I want to see, but don't want to see at the same time, is both of these guys are expecting that that their Topaz teams are going to be going out. So with Collect and Protect, so both of these guys are just going to go with Sustained. So if that happens in game 1, oh no, man, oh no.
Sustained mirror matches are never fun. We saw, it just sort of drags on a little too long. There's not as much for from the caster's perspective to really talk about in terms of sustained mirror matches. So hopefully we don't see that, but it would be fun. You know, we did see a sustained mirror match in Qualifier 2 last week, but both of the players were willing to shake hands and just call it a draw and restart from the Axie pools, because it's just going to make for a more entertaining event and probably save some time from the players as well.
That's right. Like, they knew that it's going to be a draw at the end of the day or at the end of the game, because they both have the HP modifiers. Like, if you have the HP modifiers, then last blood moon is going to be yours. So I think if one of them are going to go sustain on the first match and they're going to catch the other guy off guard, then the third match is going to be Topaz. So just biting the bullet for the first match may be crucial to your game to get that win. And also, if they don't get into a mirror, or if one of them doesn't go into sustain, it would then be safe, Ryan, to go with a shield feature, at least during the first one. So
right.
Yeah.
I agree with you there, but you know, it's just going to be tough. It's just going to be tough. Hopefully they bring some intense action. You know, like you're absolutely right that the first battle really does kind of decide like the general consensus of the players, right? Seeing what they pick as their first team, you can kind of like get an idea of what kind of player they are and what they're most likely going to pick up as a counter pick, especially if they win or lose, right? I think the general consensus for pro players is that if you win with your original team, you just stick with that team, right? It's already proven to be successful. It has a proven track record, so you just stick with that team. But if you lose that first match, then that's when you typically see people switch things up. But then getting into those counter plays, you know, if you go shield leecher round one and nobody plays sustain, then you might want to switch up to that collect and protect. But as soon as you bring out that collect and protect, that sustain might pop up. So it's always a tough decision.
I mean, that's definitely a possibility. We're grasping at straws here right now, Ryan. And, this has been it's not without cause. We're trying to predict that this may happen, because it has happened over at the previous qualifiers. We see the same compositions being brought out by our players, but when they go into the first match, that is the very
get all the damage and activate last stand to get protector for extra damage as well. So this is going to be a good redirection tactics coming in from Paradise, Brian.
So you're saying that he's hard focusing damage onto the mech, so that he can force himself into last stand, and with that topaz on retain, he can set himself up for massive damage.
Yeah. So
I see.
Basically, what I think he's doing right now, Ryan, is like if he goes into last stand, he has two Axies that may go into 50% extra damage. So, like, from the side of Japan, he needs to get out the front as soon as possible, and he does with double topaz right now, 228 effective damage divided over two Axies. That's immediate into the red mech right there at the front, Ryan.
No, that first attack I think was actually Anemone.
Oh wait, was it?
Yeah, it was an Anemone dealing massive damage. That was a little shocking, to be completely honest. You usually don't expect Anemone to be hitting for such high amounts, but yeah, that was a big hit.
Big hit indeed. Talking about the big hit, look at those three topazes, Brian. That's like the damage waiting to happen. 120. Oh, he's still holding on. He's waiting for that big buff.
Yeah, he wants to go into Fury mode on that mid lane. He wants to get the last stand damage from the mech, because he only has one turn with the last stand bonus damage. And making sure you have the topaz ready to go for that situation is extremely important. He did throw out the topaz on the bug, but his bug is super well protected, super defended, and it's going to be lasting till the end game. So he can wait for another deck cycle and get that topaz back. That one's worth throwing away, I believe. Whereas the other two, you definitely want to hold on to for when the time's right. Now, what would be horrible here is if we see a discard attack coming in from Chan and getting rid of one of those topazes, the Garish Worms in hand. Yeah. You might play it here. It's very possible. He has 2 topazes and a Garish Worm, so it's going to be interesting. He has 2 Cottontails and 2 topaz, so it's 50-50. And let's see if he decides to play it. He does not. He goes with the Shoal Star, getting rid of the Beast. Already, the Beast is out of the game. I think that totally throws a wrench into Paradise's plans.
Yes, indeed. Like, you know, Paradise is on the back pedal right now, Ryan, because this build is more on the ticket take build. Like, he is building on the, he's trying to get the extra damage that's going to be coming in from the Fury Form. And Chan sees right through this, and he goes on and decimates the front Axie, the mid Axie of Paradise, the one with the Elitanger. So now it's going to be 2v1, and it's soon going to be 1v1, but Paradise is not going out without a hit or without revenge. But I think it's still on Chan's side, considering that he still has last hand.
Man, what a fight! Like, absolute back and forth between these two players, and it's looking like it's all over. Chan taking game 1. Paradise is on the back foot. It was an interesting setup that he chose. I'm doubting it just a little bit. I feel like there is the better way to set up that composition. I'm not sure having the mech in the front is the smartest option, especially when you see those rocket stamped topazes just completely bypass the mech altogether and go straight for the beast. In those situations, I think you want the mech in the back line as backup, right?
Yeah, that's right. I feel that Paradise has got a read that there might be a sticky tape that will be going on towards the topazes right there. So he felt that it would be necessary to go on with a frontline mech. So since there's a rocket stamp, as you said, like that forgoes his strategy. That goes over and way ahead of his strategy right there. So I think over at the next run, he will go and put it right back where it belongs. And
I hope so.
I feel like, Ryan, I saw that back line go up to 100 armor, and it's unnecessary, right? You have that bug with 100 armor, and it's not utilized. So that's where that's where you see that there is something missing here. In terms of the redirection, there is none going towards that bug.
Absolutely.
And, right?
So much wasted value. Much wasted value. That's 100 stats. If that was on the beast would still be alive.
Yeah.
If you had that on the front, the mech would be much healthier. If you managed to get the taunt, now I do believe having the bumpy on the mech is maybe not optimal. I feel like having bumpy on the bug is the best way to go, because the taunt from early game that came from bumpy, right? And the taunt only applies to the Axie who is casting the actual card. So having that bumpy on the bug and being able to, if this was the setup he really wanted, I think being able to divert a little bit of damage to the bug to at least get some value from that shield would have been nice. But we'll see how it goes in this next round. It is only the first match of a best 2 out of 3.
Yeah. But what do you think? Like, this might be a huge debate, Ryan. I feel if this is gameplay, there might be a sustain coming. This is gonna be the top anime betrayals if I see that.
Let's find out. Oh, you called it!
Yes, Caster.
Absolutely. Here we see the sustain come out. Very interesting. Very interesting with the reflectile damage here. We've got the scaly spoons for dispels. We've got the taunts. This looks like a really strong team. Now, interesting about the midline there. Hollow. Do you see Hollow being used very much in today's sustained comps?
Not so much though, Ryan. I think that they go for an innocent lamb, but I saw Paradise use this before, and he maximizes the Stumpy that you develop right there. The Stumpy will get most of the damage. Like for instance, can hit it with a show star because you're not sure if it has armor. Right? It would most probably survive with your attack. So you would go and use your very own topaz to maximize it to make sure that it's probably going to die with just one energy. So that's going to be some kind of redirection tactics as well. If you don't get your ant early, you may want to use Hollow right there to put out your very own Stumpy. And Paradise is setting up for something, from some shenanigans right here, Ryan, with those double good tails that are probably going to be coming around turn 9, turn 10.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We saw MMG Chan already throw out the GG emote. It seems like he might be losing hope in this situation, but you know we've seen the Topaz team without Shield Leecher come out on top before. I think the stars have to be perfectly aligned for it to happen. Ooh!
Oh, GG's!
Whoa! That came out of nowhere.
Oh man!
I don't even know what to think about that.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh wow!
That was absolutely insane.
Okay, Ryan, let's break it down. Let's break it down, man. Let's break it down.
They got the engine rolling extremely fast, right? So the Topaz was already powered up, and he was able to pile up a lot of shield on that Axie as well. And not only did he have the Topaz's rocket stamped, but he had the square teeth rocket stamped as well. So not only was he able to swing into that backliner, which that backline Axie is the finisher. That's the one with the health charms on it. If that Axie goes down, then it ends in a draw at best for Paradise. Because he has to wait for the Blood Moon to come in, start reducing damage. That Axie is the only one that can survive in the Blood Moon.
Oh man, like that was a kind of a BM for Chan right there, because he knows, like, okay, I already know that you're gonna go down right here, right now. You see the Topaz right there. You see the powered up square teeth, and you see the finisher, the exact finisher with the show star. And considering that Paradise needs that back line, right? He needed that back line for the Blood Moon stage, man. And Blood Moon, not just Blood Moon, Ryan, he needed that for this card. Like, he needed to have a, what do you call this? A kind of twin tail duplicate right there of Tricky. So, since it's gone, he's most probably going to be losing.
Yeah, that's such a tough way to go down. But that I'm not gonna lie, that was the fastest sustained match I've ever seen in my life. Chan just taking the game so quickly. Paradise surrenders automatically, and Chan coming out on top 2 games in a row.
Man, I'm gonna be calling Chan. I'm gonna be calling Chan Jackie right now. Just ask me why.
Jackie Chan, why is that?
Why? He's going Rush R against Paradise with that last match. You know, he went in and destroyed Paradise with less than 6 turns, man. That's Rush Hour right there. And we are now done with match 1. 2-0 clean sweep with Chan. Finally getting his seat over at, or rather, his plane seat at Bangkok, Thailand, Ryan.
Right. Congratulations, Chan. Paradise, you've got one more qualifier. Make it up, man. I believe you can do it. But that was just man, what a weird way to go down. Now, here's the question. Do you think that he had any potential chance of winning? Was him surrendering the match a little preemptive, or do you think that he could have potentially worked something out with the reflectile damage, getting energy advantage with the adaptive program in the front? Was there any potential at all?
I feel that there was no finishing potential with that setup right there. You only had 2 Axies, and your backline was the most valuable with a shield backup. And I mean, You had extra percentage armor. You had armor percentage retained. And this is going to be the exact win condition. And if you lose that, you just have like a lot of armor gain, but the damage is going to overthrow the armor gain because there's still no discard mechanic. So again, still low, very low, and mostly almost nil chance of winning. And what if you, yeah.
But I understand that the chance of him winning was very nil. But I think that there was a chance for a draw. If he's able to sustain that frontliner long enough, get up to his 5 energy count, and then throw up that 5 energy shield wall per turn, I think that there's a chance that we could have seen a draw. In which case, there would have been one extra game for Paradise to potentially come back and even out the playing field.
Yeah, but I do disagree, man. Like, the damage potential of Topaz just keeps on getting bigger. And, like, imagine if you see Paradise being a bit limited with the Hollow, like, he will get minus 75 HP if he summons that, right? So if you do decrease that, if you try to decrease and use and try to redirect, you would lose a lot of HP. And there is also rocket stamps right there. So basically, the winning factor from Chan is because he got that read that probably this guy is debating me. I'm gonna put a rocket stamp on my square teeth, right? And make sure that the back line is gonna go down if and only if Ant hasn't been drawn over the first 2 turns. Because Ant was crucial, or even Hollow was crucial. So there were 2 taunt mechanics that were not drawn out by Paradise, and that was very crucial. And I'm pretty sure if Paradise is going to be tweeting now, I lost because there was no Ant during my first 2 draws.
You're absolutely right about that. Absolutely right. Yeah, that's a very, very disappointing way to go out, I would say. I guess it was up to luck. Paradise didn't get his taunt, and Chan being able to ramp up the damage that quickly. But I do have to say, man, the rocket stamp on square teeth, genius play. Mwah. I give that the French, the chef's kiss. Because we've seen so many times the Topazes with the rocket stamps going to that backline mech, trying to take it out, and just being a little bit underpowered, whether it be a little bit of shield coming in from Bumpy, or being able to divert some damage away with a taunt somewhere else earlier in the match. We always see that it just seems to be one attack away from being able to knock out that backline mech with something like a Shoal Star. But that rocket stamp on square teeth solves the problem, and I think it's a beautiful way to do it.
That's right. And now, I mean, moving forward, Brian, like we see that the AxieTh MVHD from MVP versus Zero from MT8. This is going to be like 3 different archetypes right here. I'm seeing redirect AoE, I'm seeing sustain, and I'm seeing Topaz teams. So this is going to be, wait, is it the first time that we're seeing AoE over at top 8? Over at the
I think so.
Last total 3 qualifiers. Okay. So this is going to be, this is my favorite. Like, I like AoE, but I can only go so far because I know Topaz is dominating. Right?
Absolutely.
So bringing it right here to top 8, maybe there's a chance, right, to show some love for AoE users. Ryan, what can you say about that?
I'd love to see it happen. I'd love to see it happen just for the sheer variety. And he has some nice AoE Axies here. He has potential to make some interesting things happen. But is it enough to really compete with the Topazes? I'm not so sure. I think the main 2 options we see here are the Topaz and the sustain team. Now we have Zero meditates Axie pool here, and man, the Topazes are strong with this one. 7 Topaz Axies, 3 sustain Axies. He's got the he doesn't have the scissors, but he has the rock and the paper.
That's right. That's right. Like, we can see like a lot of different strategies that he may be going for this Topaz team. Like, he has the EA, he has the Dawn right here. He has some discards. He might still go for a possible sustain right there, but I feel there's not again with 7 out of 10. Still, I'm going to go back to the 7 out of 10. It's going to be Topaz right here, Ryan. But first, again, first is going to be collect and protect. That's the highest percentage strategy that they have. Like collect and protect, EA, and then last stand. That's going to be for both. That's going to be the winning strategy right there.
Right. I feel like from what we've seen in the previous qualifiers, I do think that the Dawn Rocket Stamp scenario is just slightly more utilitarian. I feel like putting all of your eggs into the basket of Fury mode, let's power up for one single turn and then hit hard on that one turn. You leave yourself up to getting outplayed, and we've seen it happen in just the previous match. So I think that the Rocket Stamp team is just a little bit better because you have that utility of being able to hold a card for the next turn or just go ahead and play it and hit the guy you want to hit.
That's right. I really want to see again what is the variation between the two. But if one goes for EA, it's probably going to be sticky tape. What? Look at that! We have been disappointed with the double Topaz matchup. As we can see, MBHD is going for sustain and with a shield leacher.
Double bug with a shield leacher and a collect and protect. Man, that is a gamble among gambles, man. With all of those Topaz Axies, he could have gone Endless Anger, he could have gone with the Dawn, he could have gone anything, but he's like, nah, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna need a shield leacher here, but just in case, I'm also gonna get the collect and protect with the mech in the middle. Wow, very smart play. He called it perfectly.
Man, Ryan, look at me. This is me. I am MBHD right now. Hold up.
Yeah, this is definitely this is gonna be a rough battle for MBHD. It's almost impossible to come out on top when you're going up against a shield leecher. Just taking 30% of your, is it 30% or is it up to 50% now?
It's 30%.
Right.
Yeah, they decreased the wait, it's 40%. Then they decrease it to 30. I remember for season for batch. Since we are season 3, it's 40%. If I remember correctly.
30% of your turn's value just completely gone.
Yeah.
And it's not like they can pivot. It's not like they can go. It's not like MBHD can be like, all right, well, you know what? You're gonna steal my shield. Let me just attack instead. No. There's like 2 attack cards on the entire team.
Yeah.
And even if you played it, it's not going to get you anywhere. So it's just it's a tough battle to come back from. I'm surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he decides to surrender this match, to be quite honest.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised as well, considering that, like, it might. Oh man, it's definitely going to be really hard for MBHD to catch up because again, that's free damage. Basically, and considering if you're a Topaz team, any free damage is going to be well appreciated. Like he's not even going to spend any energy to deal damage. It's just because of that thing, right? So basically, you're very net positive. So if you're on MBHD side, you would know this, and even though you take a chance, at best, as you said a while ago, at best there's going to be a draw. At best,
right. That's the best case scenario for MBHD, I think. What I think is just, I mean, having that shield leecher as well.
Yeah.
One of the biggest sources of damage for this team is that reflectile damage, like we just saw. He got hit with 60 damage. Zero got hit with 60 damage on that Topaz hit.
Yeah.
But the shield that he stole from him absorbed it all. So if he's smart about where he attacks and when. Then yeah, he can avoid a lot of damage.
That's right. Like, this is going to be also like a chance for MBHD to redirect some of the armor, going back to maybe the back, maybe the mid, not all going towards the front. But look at that, you can see Zero take out the front with the adaptive program. This is going to be great news for Zero, considering that the ramp is no longer going to be there. But still, you can see MBHT try to tackle this and try to go in towards the back in terms of the armor. So that's the one with the shield backup. You get bonus armor. You can get also retained armor as well. So still, MBHT is still not going down without a fight right now, right?
Oh, but here we see 3 topazes in a row. Yikes, that is a dead Dawn, and he's going to be able to start swinging into the mech as well. Now, yeah, getting rid of the adaptive program frontliner when he did, I think was really big for Zero. Because you're right, he wasn't able to get that full energy ramp up. In fact, they're both completely even in terms of energy and energy fragments. So one player is not going to have that big of an advantage over the other in terms of energy. The fact that Zero just keeps on stealing in, and Excelsior mentioned that Leech steals 40% of the shield. I was incorrect. Not 30, it's 40%. That is so much value. It is so much value. I'd be so discouraged if I was MBHD right now. I'd be slapping my head on my desk, just being like, what did I do? Why did I see this coming?
You might say as well that this is an HD, a high definition MB.
High definition MB. What does MB stand for? My bad.
Man. This is what you, when you play a game and you make a bad, you say MB. My bad.
My bad. Yep.
It's a high definition my bad right now. That's what MBHD stands for. As he gets straight into this. You know, in some way,
wow,
you think that this might be a trap, but like Zero just went in like, okay, you're gonna be trapping me, I'm gonna be countering that trap straight up, and the 40% armor reduction, it's really hard right now, Ryan.
It is. Although that last turn was not very big. He lost a big card from Twin Tails. One of his cards was discarded, and he wasn't able to get great energy value. Although Zero does go into the energy burst in the 5 energy first, which is going to allow him to hit pretty big here. Still not getting all 5 energy of value. He's using retain on the square teeth to get the extra fragment. But no extra damage card. I think we're close to the end game here.
Yep.
First turn of Blood Moon.
Yeah, first Blood Moon, and I think Zero should have retained the square teeth right there, Ryan. Like that would have been a good opportunity just to retain one more card, so that if one more card would have been discarded, that would be the card that would be discarded. Like, imagine this, man. Like, or did so fast.
He does get the square teeth back, but that's not going to be enough damage to kill.
Yeah.
And he also lost the Shoal Star, so he wasn't able to use that after he got rid of the shield either. Man, what very clutch discards from the Twin Tails. Well, let's see if he can keep it up. It's both players at 5 energy now, so it's going to be tough.
Yeah, definitely tough for MBHD right now. Now, this is what, Ryan, this is what Kura was missing a while ago. Like, the back line, you can survive a bit more, considering the setup. But if you have 3 of the Axies trying to bog you down, it's gonna be a bit slow for your opponent. And there's a chance, as we said, like there's a chance that it may go to Blood Moon and go to a draw. But Zero just missed out on some key opportunities to retain some of the cards.
Oh my gosh, we keep on seeing the topazes get discarded every turn. Every turn. That's devastating. If you're Zero right now, you're smacking yourself in the face, because like, how are you? Oh wait.
What?
Oh my gosh.
What?
Okay, so there was no potential for a draw there. If you can't get the kill, that mech had enough health to survive an extra turn into Blood Moon. So because he kept on discarding the topazes, he just could not get the kill. The Twin Tails were perfectly timed. Like they got the RNG was godlike there. The RNG was godlike. The Twin Tails discarded the Topazes every time. Zero could never get enough damage to take that final 40 points of damage and take the game. Man, even with the shield leecher, you know, I guess anything can happen. That's crazy.
You know, Ryan, I was thinking like there was a small chance, albeit still a chance for MBHT to win, right? Small chance to win, bigger chance to draw, like bigger or the biggest chance to lose, right?
Wait,
so
can you
that
explain
would be...
it? I don't see the draw potential. I only see win or lose. Because if he makes it to the end, that mech's got 460 HP. So I'm not sure how they could draw in that situation.
Like if you have like if you go up to 90, right? And both of them are like let's say 80, or he is the total HP is below 90, right? If you go to 90 Blood Moon, that would be the last chance for them to go into a draw, considering that some of the Axies are above 400. Like you just need a little amount just to cross that bridge, right? So that was the draw potential right there. But there was a very low chance that he would win, that the MBHT would win. And I was thinking, like, if Zero could have retained some of the other cards and just waited for some burst, like when he broke the armor, retain. Like that would be the best case scenario. Like break the armor, retain some of the cards. Because considering his draw pile, it is a bit clunky, a bit clunky considering the number of Axies that he has.
Right. It's not as min-maxed as other comps we've seen where they get down to like just 6 cards or 7 cards in total. We're seeing I think around 10 cards in the deck in total after everything's been banished. So definitely not as consistent. I totally agree with you though. If we had seen him retain some of those cards for the following turn, specifically the square teeth, I think that could have given him the upper hand and improved that RNG a little bit in favor of Zero. But let's see if he can bring it back. Let's see if he can bring it back, because that's only game 1 of a best 2 out of 3. So it's still anybody's match. MBHD coming out on top game 1, man. Very interesting stuff. It was shocking. It was shocking because you know, he didn't have necessarily the best Axie pool that we've seen so far, but he's obviously making it work in his favor. Now we do see a switch up here.
Oh wow!
Interesting stuff. So MBHD has decided that sticking with the sustain is probably not the best option. I think he realizes he got very lucky in game 1 and doesn't want to leave it up to the RNG gods anymore.
Yeah, and what's amazing and also heart-wrenching right now is we see Zero go in with a Leecher and a Collect and Protect. Right, so imagine he still went with that composition, and now MBHD is maximizing it. Well, probably he's going to be going for the same runes. I'm going to be going for the more optimized runes, and you can see Holy Clear right here. You can see Collect and Protect, and you can see the Last Stand rune. But Hero knows how it's going to go. Hero knows how he can counter this composition. He just needs to target that Last Stand mech as soon as possible right now, Ryan.
Right. Unfortunately, we do see the Gecko mask on Bumpy, keeping that mech, Last Stand mech, just out of range. But that Shield Leecher is going to make getting rid of that frontline bug that much easier, because it's going to be taking value away from the Bumpy and from the Collect and Protect every other turn as well.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh. Wow. Perfect.
Yeah, perfect timing for that square teeth. He was able to throw up the bumpy on the midline mech, actually. So protecting the midline mech from the oncoming Topaz with rocket stamps. Hopefully that shield is enough to keep him away from the Shoal Star finisher. But diverting damage to the back, very strong. Yeah, good turn in terms of Zero's play there.
That's right. Good redirection as well. He's gonna get 1 blood spike right there for some damage. Like, although it's gonna be a minimum, considering that the Topaz teams are going almost always going for macro damage. right? And now, of course, MBHD is going to be trying to like pump up the banish code right now with his very own Innocent Lamb and Nemo lineup right here, and he goes with a goldfish to ramp up the energy fragment, right? And that armor over at the front is possibly going to be for naught, considering that there might be some redirection topazes right here, Ryan.
I think there is. I see 2 topazes in hand, and that banish pile is about to be fully filled. There we go. There's 8. And the topazes are going to go both to the midline, taking that last stand mech out of the running. We've got one last turn. The last stand is activated. So MBHD has 1 turn here to make a big imprint, and he does draw the mech's topaz. So this is going to be a huge turn. Is it going to be enough, though? Ooh, it's going to be enough! It's going to be a back and forth here. Zero does have 1 extra turn with that mech in last stand. Unfortunately, we've already seen the topaz getting played from that Axie as well. So he's not going to have as big of a dent going into MBHD as MBHD had going into Zero. But, I mean, that still might have been enough.
Right, like you can see right here, MBHD is going for the last straw. Like there's a small chance for him to get this win, considering that there might be double topazes drawn, and that's
there it is.
The case right now. Double topazes drawn out from the get-go, and Ryan, that's gonna be 1-1. 1-1 between MBHD and Zero. Now, I was looking at it a while ago, like there's a blessing in disguise with that shield leecher being drawn out, right? You see that even though that there's armor being like pumped up from the bumpy coming from the side of MBHD, it has been stolen at some point, like a 40% stolen from the side of Zero. So it's also going to help him pump up the armor from the front with this while also dealing some indirect damage towards the side of MBHD, Ryan.
Yeah, it was. It didn't work out for MBHD this time, man. I think Zero's comp of safety and security worked out really well for him, and I think MBHD got lucky in the first match with the way that he was able to come out with that twin tail luck. Second match, he decided to switch it up. He didn't want to rely on luck, but the team that he has, I can't say specifically what's wrong with it. What I would say that he needs to change, but it just seems like Zero has the upper hand here.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you think that we see a change up for the next match?
Change up, optimizing the side of Zero. Like he's gonna be changing just one Axie. Like probably the front line Axie is gonna be changed to something else. Like but over at MBHD it's gonna be the same. Like considering that he doesn't have a lot of wiggle room, as much as Zero has. Yeah, only the front needs to be changed.
You don't think he's gonna bring out the AOE just for the laughs? He's gonna troll it out for his last match.
No, man. There's too much at stake. We know AOE is definitely going to lose against this competition, man. Like
that's true.
That's why it's not much or not as seen in the top 100, right? Not as seen. There's some. Yeah.
I would love to shout out Cairo, who is one of those players who isn't huge in the competitive scene right now, but anytime he is in a tournament, he will take any opportunity to just showboat his butt off. He'll bring out his mystics, he'll bring out his shiny Axies, anything that looks fun and interesting is what he'll play. He'll refuse to play anything meta. He wants to put on a good show, which I do appreciate as a caster.
That's right. You know, and we see a lot of viewers right here over at the stream as well. And if you're watching the stream, don't forget to join the raffle, man. Like, it's already right there in the description, already right there in the comments. Just make sure to finish that, and let's go on to the next match. Final match between MBHD and Zero. Let's see if there are going to be changes. And looking at it, same
team. Right.
Yep,
I think it makes sense, right? So Zero should have won game 1. The fact that he didn't was like a freak of nature. It was like divine intervention. So he had an advantage in game 1. Even though he lost, I think it's still a smart move to keep the team because you should have won, right? You're supposed to stick with the team that wins the first game. He didn't win the first game, but by all rights, he should have. So I think sticking with it into game 2 was a fine decision. And the fact that he won game 2, Topaz versus Topaz, I think gives him the right and the confidence he needs to stick with it for game 3.
That's right. Consistency is possibly the lesson right now, Ryan, because he knows, like, even if you lose, maintain the composition. Even if you win, maintain the composition, maintain the course. That's probably what Zero is doing right now. And now with the turns already being concluded after everything has run down, we have seen a total of 5 banished cars from the side of MBHD, and he is already targeting the midline mech of a Zero right there, bringing down to 284 HP right now, Ryan.
Right now, last game, I believe Zero did go first, and he was able to throw that bumpy on the midline mech to give it a little bit of extra protection. It looks like he does the exact same thing here. Now, he is going to be playing a lot of Nemos here, which means a decent number of shield is going to be going to that mech, but because the taunt is on the backline bug, it is going to be wasted value. So it would have been nice if he was able to save those Nemos for the following turn, because he doesn't necessarily need those cards in banish pile right now. He could have let them go to the discard pile. In the following turn, if he gets another Nemo, he would have been able to pull them out of the discard pile and then save that shield for a turn where it could actually be useful on the mech.
Right. And what I'm seeing right now, Ryan, is like both of these guys are still at equal footing in terms of the banish pile. But again, as we said, those minuscule changes that those minuscule damage, or rather armor reduction that comes from Zero's shield nature may probably be one of the key strategies that are important against MBHD right now. But again, the way that you can definitely win against this kind of competition is to make sure that you take out the midline mech as soon as possible. So whoever takes out the midline mech as soon as possible will get the advantage. But he won't be able to do that because of the Gecko math, right? Every damage has been redirected towards the front line of MBHD. So it went down to 19 within shoulder range, maybe next turn, if he just gets to remove that armor right now, Ryan.
Yeah, he's got 40 shield. Zero's got 40 shield up on that mech. I don't know if that's going to be enough to protect it if Onslaught comes in. Like if a triple Topaz comes in, it might not be enough. Which is why I was saying Zero did draw another Nemo in that turn. So if he had let all those previous Nemos go to the discard pile, he would have been able to put, I think, 30 more shield that turn, which would have just given him a little bit more defense. And here we go, Topaz number 1. Almost! That was crazy. So he was just 2 damage away from being able to get sniped out by the Shoal Star. As it sits right now, Zero is looking rough, but still alive, still breathing, but maybe on a respirator, right?
That's right. Oh, there's a GG emote coming in from Zero right now. Who knows? His midline that GG emote can go either way. Like, it may be DMing your opponent, or it may be you telling your opponent, like, okay, I see you. Oh, what? What's that? What's happening? Why was there a Shoal Star prematurely played?
I think he forgot about the shield.
Oh man!
I think he forgot about the shield. That's a rookie play right there. I don't even know how you let that happen. No, the last stand mech does die. He wasted 2 energy. MBHD wasted 2 energy on killing that mech. Wow.
Oh man.
So that mech is, if I don't think he has it. I don't think he has it. I think Zero has one more turn to take this with his bug with only 72 HP. I think it's guaranteed. Wow, Zero! Congratulations. Yeah, congratulations, Zero.
Yeah,
Game 2. Taking the second victory and moving forward to the Bangkok LAN event.
Oh man, from Zero just went in. Consistency is key. Consistency is the word right now, Ryan. He went with the same composition from game 1 to game 3, and I'm not loving the play that MVHD did a while ago. Like, what happened right there? Was he thinking that there would not be any armor right there coming on the mid?
I think he totally forgot about the armor. Yeah, I think it was just a simple misplay. Yeah, it could happen to anybody, but to happen at this level of the event is heartbreaking. Yeah. And I think if he had saved that energy and used it elsewhere instead, he actually could have come out on top in this game.
You know what I say about that play right now, Ryan? You see this slipper? You see that slipper right now?
Yeah.
You drop it right now, and what do you say? What do you say when it drops? Emotional damage!
Emotional damage. Okay, Uncle Roger.
Man, I mean...
That's hilarious.
I mean, when you see, like, maybe his teammates would probably point that out to him, like, or maybe if he found out usually the bot, because you can see the damage right there. But let's not delve into that.
Right. As a caster, we're seeing from both perspectives. So the shield's obvious to us, but as a player who's in the heat of the moment, the shield's all hidden. So you're not going to just be able to see that right off the bat. Yeah. And I think it was just a simple mistake. Hopefully we get to see this replay here. Ooh, there it was.
There you go.
Oh man. Woo. And if he had been able to throw that damage elsewhere. I mean, how far away was Zero from death? I think he was just 70 damage away, right? Or
he was like 70 damage away, and I was thinking that 70 damage could have been caught up with Soulstar on the right position,
right,
on the right Axie, right. So because that move was a non-damaging move.
Absolutely. So MBHD would have won the game if he had not have wasted that Soulstar, which, man, that is something that will be keeping him up all night. I bet you anything he is beating himself up right now, and even if he's not getting chewed out by his teammates, I'm sure he's probably chewing himself out, because, man, that is just a rough way to go out. But well done to both the competitors, and Zero comes out on top, going to the final Bangkok event. We will be going to a short break, ladies and gentlemen. We have a few ads from our sponsors, very high production videos, fun to watch, but we will be back in about 5 minutes with more action. 2 amazing matches still to come, so don't go anywhere. We'll see you soon.
Hi, my name is Chung, the CEO and co-founder of Sky Babies. Today, we are entering a new chapter of the Ronin network with a new delegated proof of stake upgrade. Let's build together.
A Ronin is a samurai without a master. With Ronin, we took the destiny of our own products into our own hands.
Sky Babies team has been working very hard in past months for this moment. And on the journey to DPOS, we have some new key high. We also make some new friends along the way.
So we have vetted over 250 game studios to determine those exact right partners for us and for our ecosystem.
Progressively decentralizing the network over time means that we can move a little bit slower at the beginning and get a more clear idea of what the most important value adds for people are. And now we can really start to see the fruits of our labor.
Okay.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the third qualifier of the AxieTh World Battle Bangkok tournament. Our next match is going to be against Nubhu from Ancient 8 and Rizzy A. How do I pronounce that, Excelsior?
Risha. We're going to be calling him Risha. Right.
He's a Japanese player, so I'm not horribly familiar with the phonetics of how to pronounce some of those names. So I'm gonna leave that one up to Excelsior there. But
wait,
he is
also not the noob who, it's noob who.
Noob who.
Yeah.
Right. So who's the noob? It's not him. Hopefully. We'll see. We'll see. I'm curious to see what these players have brought to the table in terms of their Axie pools for this event, man. Because at this point, it's all the cards are on the table. All the prize pool is within sight. Both of these players only need to win one more match before they're invited to the world the final LAN event in Bangkok, right? And 300 AXS as well. So both these players are gonna be giving it their all. Hopefully we see an epic battle.
Yeah. Hopefully we see an epic battle, of course, with our legendary players right now. And again, Risha is going to be the first. Risha and Noobhu are going to be the first. It's going to be their first time to go into the top 8. They have we haven't seen them before over at the previous qualifier, so it's going to be their first time. Unlike some of the players that we have seen, especially during the first match between Sura and Chan. But again, not we have seen them over at a different matches or different tournaments as well. Nubhu, I've seen him over at the National Scholarship League. Risha, I think if I remember correctly, I've seen them over at E4E, if I remember correctly. So over at the leaderboards as well. So amazing player right there that we can see, and let's see if they will be able to translate that to get to the coveted spot over at Bangkok, Thailand. And Topaz, is it still going to be Topaz Infinity right now, Ryan? What do you think?
I think Topaz Infinity is the name of the game right now, but we have seen some interesting comps kind of shake that up a little bit. We've seen I think in qualifier 2, we saw a very interesting Jinx team that was able to come out on top of a Topaz team, even with the Topaz Dawn and Holy Prayer. So and then we've seen Sustain come out on top against the Topaz team with Shield Leecher. So I mean, literally anything can happen in this tournament. But looking at Regia's pool here, it looks like Topaz is pretty much the name of the game. We've got three total Sustain Axies, but other than that, it is Topaz all the way. We're looking at 4 different Topaz bugs. We've got 2 or just 1 Topaz mech. We've got the Topaz Dawn and the Topaz Beast. So he's got a few different directions he can go with this.
Yeah, I mean, there are different directions to go with this, but ultimately, I feel that the Topaz that there's gonna be an is that still Topaz right there with the Beast?
Yes, I believe so. Poppy. It looks like Poppy, but I do believe that is a Topaz with his eyes closed.
Yeah, Topaz with the eyes closed. You won't be able to see that the redness of the eyes. You won't be able to see the ruby Cyclops eyes right there. Instead, you will just be seeing I'm looking at the eyebrows. If it's white, it must be Topaz. So so I'm seeing a possible Endless Anger team played by Risha right here, because from the previous tournaments or the previous qualifiers, especially the qualifier played by you, not you, Ryan, you the player.
Yes.
You the player. So we've seen him play EA, Endless Anger with Sticky Tape. So there might be a chance that he will be playing that as well with the frontline collect and protect, backline mech. So that's definitely possible from Risha, because the Japanese players do stick together. Like, they have a great community of Axie Infinity right there in their region. And of course, now Nubu, let's talk about this right now, Ryan.
Nubu. Now, one thing I do want to bring up about Risha's pool is that he only has 1 Soulstar Axie. He has that 1 Soulstar bug, so I think playing that bug is going to be a necessity, which might limit his options just a little bit. Now, in terms of Nubu, man, yeah, it's a very similar story. We've got that 1 Sustain team right at the very end there. Maybe not the most optimal Sustain team in the world, but it looks like it'll do its job very well. He's got the Innocent Lamb Tricky combo, but no Twin Tail on that Axie. So while he does have a Innocent Lamb Twin Tail mech, which is probably his backliner, having just 2 Twin Tails isn't necessarily the same level of consistency as what we saw from MBHD in match 2. It could still come out on top, but I mean, Zero and you are both in Meditate, and we saw Zero come out with that wonderful double Axie Topaz team, or double bug Topaz team, which was able to take out pretty much anything coming up against it. It's with all the bugs that we saw from Rija's team, his Axie pool, it's very possible that we see another Collect and Protect Shield Leecher comp come out of the woodworks here to basically cover all of his options against his opponent. Nubu, I think Topaz is the safest bet. but we could very well see that Sustain team try to catch him off guard in game 1.
That's right. Like I want to see this sustain team. My problem with this sustain team is that it's not optimized.
Right.
Like you have scars right there. You have the scar gets you like the same mechanic that you can get with the cycling back a card that came in from your discard pile or a draw pile. So that will be good, but tricky is the key. Like that's the trick.
Absolutely.
Like the tricky is the actual MVP card right there for sustain team to get back more cards. So I'm guessing like they're gonna be more Topaz, and as we can see right here, Topaz versus Topaz is the key. And there you go.
Ooh,
EA
interesting.
bastard.
I actually suspected that it would be Rija who played the Collect and Protect Shield Leecher, but in fact it was Noob Who from Ancient 8 who is taking a lesson from Zero Meditate in this matchup. Picking a very similar team. He changed up the placement of the Axies ever so slightly. The Last Stand Axie is in the back with his Collect and Protect in the mid and his Shield Leecher in front. So it's a slightly different setup than what Zero was playing, but it could do very well for him. Let's see if he's able to come out on top. Now, Rija's team, how do you feel about that Last Stand in the front there? It's an interesting choice if you ask me.
Like I feel that Last Stand on the front is a kind of a sacrifice. The same that we saw a while ago, that that they're still banking towards that endless anger Axie that he has on the back, right? So Risha's backline is going to be quote unquote the MVP of this matchup. And so with that bumpy right there at the front, they're going to be expecting the damage to go towards that Last Stand. So that's going to be like in a sense a sacrificial lamb. If I say it like Ryan, like I'm going to be sacrificing this for the greater good, which is which is more damage coming from the back with the Fury Beast.
Yeah, hopefully it works out that way for him. Now with the Topaz with the sticky tape allows him to maintain it in his hand and keep that high power attack card for when he is fully charged up. But we saw in a previous match, he was waiting for that turn. He was waiting for that Last Stand to activate before he threw out the Topaz. In the turn that he thought it was going to activate, we saw 3 rocket stamps go straight to the Beast and take the Beast out of nowhere. So really anything can happen. Although, interesting, it looks like Noob Who is not playing Rocket Stamp. It looks like Noob Who is playing Topaz with sticky tape as well, which is interesting because you usually only see the sticky tape when you're going with the Endless Anger variation.
Yeah. So I think Risha has an advantage here, Ryan. With the sticky tapes right now, that means he's going front to back. Like with the front to back, there is a huge chance that at some point, Risha, if there is Last Stand, Risha's mech is just going to get all the damage, and Nuku will just have to retain whatever cards he has, just to make sure that there would be no energy that will be used for nothing right there, Ryan. So amazing read coming in from Risha.
Yes, and he gets the Hex on that frontline bug as well. And I'm not sure. I think we've probably seen all of the Nemos getting played, but I'm not sure if that frontline bug still has an Innocent Lamb. That does have an Innocent Lamb, which means oh wait, no, I'm sorry. That was the midline bug with the Innocent Lamb there.
Right. I mean, I think they still would like to use that the Axie skill as soon as possible. And now you can see the discard right there with the Mantis Dagger and the Parasite. Amazing play right there coming in from Noob Who, and they bring back that front line down to 79. But still, it's going to be an effective frontline tank. It's gonna die with one more card, possibly a show card, possibly not necessarily a show card, because we've seen that mistake in the previous turn But look at that. Fury has been activating the Risha. Risha is going to be bringing down to 17 with one more attack. That's going to be a Garage Worm, and that's going to be possibly removing that Topaz. There you go. It is out. No more cards from Nubu. One down.
Nubu does go into a fresh deck reset, so he does draw right back into the Topaz. So not a big deal for Nubu, considering he had 60 shield, so he really didn't take that much damage from that discard. But yeah, and he's right back to square one. Interesting he didn't play either Topazes there. I guess it wasn't really worth it when you have that 1 HP Axie that just won't die. I guess that is sort of the value you get from a frontline last stand. If you're able to time it right and get him like one attack card away from death, then that last stand gets activated. If you have nothing on Rocket Stamp, you can attack into that last stand as much as you want. Nothing's gonna happen. So it kind of gives him an extra turn to stall a little bit. And but man, if you ask me, I think Nubu is still in the advantage here. With the last stand in the back, it's looking really positive for him to be able to come out on top here. See, I see 2 turns before the last stand even gets activated.
I do agree with you, Ryan. And look at this. There's going to be 3 energy just to destroy that front line right there. And even though it brings him up to 6, oh wow, look at that. 2 confused cards have been drawn, and the damage has been reduced by quite a lot, but still, Nubu is going to be in an advantage right here, Ryan.
5 cards left in Nubu's deck. 5 cards left in his deck. He's guaranteed a full hand of attack cards in the following turn. He can't go down because of last stand. Even if, last stand's activated, 1 more turn for Nubu, he's going to draw. We see him doing his absolute best to throw the Ronin out there for 0 damage. How often do you see that? But that's it. That's it. Nubu coming out on top. Ancient 8 showing his strength in today's competition, taking game 1 and putting Rija on the back foot. Hopefully we see some change-ups. I think both of those teams could get switched up a little bit and giving each player a slight advantage. I think they both have the options to change up their team and try to catch the other one off guard. So hopefully we do see some changes. But man, what do you think about that match? What went wrong for Rija there?
You know what went wrong with the Rija right there is like you putting your mech right at the front is going to be basically you setting up for your insurance policy up front. Like you're cashing in your insurance policy already too early. Like that's gonna be good for you, considering that the tank factor, like it went from front to back, it already went according to plan. But that's also your win condition. Like that's going to be like your secondary win condition. Like the primary win condition was Endless Anger Fury. Take out as many Axies as you can as soon as possible. But the secondary win condition or the secondary insurance policy, again, as we said in the previous casts, previous tournaments, previous qualifiers, is the mech's last stand. That's how strong it is. And you can see that Nubu capitalizes on it. Even though he gets 2 Axies down as soon as possible, the back line is going to be... forgive me for using this word, it's still the last stand. Like
yes,
that's
absolutely
right.
It's true to the name. It's true to the name. Man, yeah, just keeping that for the end to be your trump card is extremely powerful. So I would like to see Rija switch things up a little bit because while he was able to stall for an extra turn at the beginning and prevent Nubu from playing 2 energies of attack cards, it just wasn't worth it in the end. It just wasn't worth it.
Right. We've seen 2 Axie players get to this point with that kind of strategy. So does that mean going to top 8? It's probably good, but going to get to top 4, it's not a wise strategy to put your frontline Axie or frontline mech as the first line of defense to make sure that your beast survives. Like again, you have to make sure that you protect your mech as much as possible. So again, redirection towards the front, good if it's the bug, it's the collect and protect bug. Your second line is going to be the damager. That's going to be the EA. The back line is going to be the last stand. I feel that that is going to be the most optimal positioning, considering that the opponent might get distracted by the possibility that the Fury form is definitely coming within the next 2 turns. Like, he may get distracted and may get to target the midline, like out of now from the get-go. Right?
How
so
crazy-
you want that positioning, that time and tested positioning, like that top 4 positioning, which you already proven over the qualifier 1. So we might see that change right now, Ryan.
I hope we do see the change. What absolutely astounds me, it's absolutely crazy that we see Endless Anger, which has been one of the most powerful runes in the game, season after season after season. I mean, almost every season that anyone's competed in, you'll see Endless Anger at the higher end of the leaderboard. It's just proven to be an extremely powerful rune. It is being outplayed by a shield leecher. You've got triple mystic runes on one side, you've got double mystic runes and a shield leecher, which is either an epic rune which helps against sustain, or it's basically just it's there. It's not really doing anything for me. It's not increasing my attack, maybe a little bit of defense. But to see the shield leecher come out on top, I'm starting to think that the Endless Anger variation of this team is just less consistent. I don't think it's as good as the Rocket Stamp situation, or just being able to play your cards freely and not have to wait for that perfect time.
Like, I do agree with you. Like, the variation with Rocket Stamp is definitely more again, it's more consistent in a sense that you get to cycle it out after using it. You have to have that value of using it as soon as possible, because you would want to get that card cycled back to use it again for maximum damage. Now, if you're holding it, that means you can possibly burst out 1 or 2 Axies, most likely 1.5. But the value again of that topaz is to keep on cycling it after you pump up the banish file up to 8. As per the current season, 8 banish file will maximize the damage. Right? 8 banish file cards will maximize the damage. So you just keep on cycling the topaz cards so that when you cycle it, you would get the maximum amount of damage for 1 energy, versus just going with the sticky tape, which I feel is underpowered versus
Right. Now Regia does switch up his team. He is now going with the Dawn Bug mech setup. Foregoing the Endless Anger, he is playing the Rocket Stamp. I do like to see this switch up. But interesting choice. We have the Bug in the mid and the Dawn in the front, which I do prefer that Bug in the front, but I think in this situation he's forced to play the Bug in the mid because the Bug is the only one with Shoal Star, and you definitely want to hold on to that Shoal Star a little bit longer to make sure you can get those clutch kills, that backline mech specifically when you're able to throw those Rocket Stamp topazes back there and get them within kill range with the Shoal Star. If you lose out on the Shoal Star early, you might not be able to finish out on that kill. So tough choices. Having that Bug in the front, I think, is optimal, but I understand the reasoning behind his team setup here.
Yeah, and you know what's amazing as well over at the previous turn, Ryan, is like when we saw Noob Who use that Garish Worm, he just discarded one of the crucial cards, which is one of the topazes, right?
Right.
And it's useful up to a point. But when the draw pile has been narrowed down into like more topazes, more piranhas, and more attack cards, or you get that sense that like discarding the crucial card is not going to be as advantageous. So
the worst hands I've ever seen, Excelsior. That was so bad. He only drew 3 cards. He drew a Shoal Star, he drew a Oranda, and a Nemo. He couldn't even spend 2 energies on attack cards. And the one attack card he did have barely did any damage.
Yeah.
That was
that's a bad draw. Like I'm also amazed at the point that we're seeing here, like both guys, both players right here, Rincha and Nubu, are using a form of debuff Axies in the form of money. Like they both know the value of Cute Bunny. Like you get to put your opponent into a fear mode where you can they can keep on putting in some more confused cards into the draw pile, and that's gonna be mudding up their chances of drawing crucial attack cards. So I mean, good point here. Like it also like puts them on possibly Hex, and if you use skill, there's more confused cards. So amazing read from these guys.
Right, being able to get that early. I mean, against the Dawn with Holy Prayer, it's not as big of a deal. But yeah, if you're able to get that Hex on the Axie early, so that they are forced to play their Innocent Lamb and their Nemo into the Hex, that can be pretty devastating. But in this situation, but the engine's already rolling. So while we do see fear on that frontline bug, not sure if it's going to have too much of an effect. Let's see. We do see the midline Topaz, but the front line might be safe to just bypass this turn. We only got 6 cards in deck. 2 Topaz, but it is for the mech and the midline bug. We also have the square. Oh, we do have the square teeth on the frontline bug, and he's most definitely going to want to play that, which is going to be tough because he's going to have to decide whether or not he wants to take the curse card coming in from fear.
That's right, man.
Cute Bunny. There we go. And does he play the square teeth? He does. He does. There we go. So he does take a curse card from there.
Oh man, Ryan. Oh man, I can see this. It's going to be quite a close match, but not so much because I'm seeing Nubu just kind of dominating with this match. We see like a 50% HP midline right here, and you see a fully healthy 2 Axies right there. But look at that draw, Ryan. There you see one confused, but all of the cards have been utilized to perfection.
Right. I believe what gives Nubu the advantage in this situation is the ability to get that 4th energy early with the use of Cottontail. But he's able to use 2 Cottontails with the Innocent Lamb and get 2 extra energies very early on in the match, so he turns into a bit more of an aggro comp. But at this point, it is 3 energy versus a 4 energy comp. So yeah, I think using that Cottontail to get the energy early gives him that advantage, and probably gives him, it's probably going to give him the victory in this match as well. Because even if you have 4 energy like Regia has now, I mean, what is it being used for? A little bit of extra shield? It's not going to help him in this situation. Having that energy early on, I think, is much more important. Which is curious why we don't see that being played more often. It's usually you only see the Cottontail if they're playing Endless Anger. I think this is the first time we've seen the Cottontail being played for just a regular team. And Nubu taking game 2, coming out on top. He is our victor for the 3rd match of this Qualifier. And he will be going to the World Battle Bangkok LAN event and winning 300 AXS along the way. Congratulations, Nubu.
Now, I have a question for you, Ryan. Who is the noob here? No one is. Probably both of us. But yeah, not Nubu, man. Nubu knows what they are doing. Now, they know how they're going to be playing this. And this matchup, even though you see that they are in a disadvantage in terms of the targeting mechanism, you can see that they're mostly carrying sticky tapes. They catch up with it. They adjust with it in terms of the discard, in terms of the Cute Bunny. Like you see, like there's a bunch of sticky tapes right there, and he starts using them when they are going to be utilized to perfection. And you can see here another sticky tape. So Cute Bunny is going to be retained up to a point wherein you have that chance to deal damage, or you don't have any crucial damage cards like Topaz that are coming out. So that's going to be that last chance or last choice used card. And yeah, I mean, the better player overall, even after Risha has changed their composition, is still going to be Nubu.
Right. Now, Rija did have bad luck in the beginning, drawing 2 topazes in a very early round, and was forced to let one go. He did retain the other one, but then we saw the Garish Worm coming in from Noob Who, and was able to discard that topaz anyway. So Rija lost out on 2 topazes very early on in the match, which is just a little bit devastating. We talked already about the energy advantage from Noob Who being able to use the Cottontails as opposed to waiting for the energy fragments to bring him into energy burst. That gave him a little bit of extra momentum to carry onward, but losing out on those topazes is like just icing on top of the cake for Noob Who.
Yeah, and even like we were talking about it a while ago, like which one is going to be stronger, like which like topaz archetype is going to be stronger? Like, is it going to be the sticky tape, or is it going to be rocket stamp? Right. So we see that now that maybe it's up to the player, right? It's up to the player. Right. It's not really a hard and fast rule that rocket stamp is going to be winning time and again.
Right.
Like if you play your cards right, basically Axie Infinity is a card game, right? So if you play your cards right, you're going to be winning the game. So still no hard and fast rule, guys. It's still not 100% that we're going to be seeing like, oh, it's sticky tape, it's probably going to lose to rocket stamp. No, that's not the case. We might see like some plays like this, and Noob Who just showed us like sticky tape can definitely win still against a rocket stamp topaz player.
Yeah, it's interesting. So while he does have sticky tape on his topazes, the concept is a little bit different, right? So on the Endless Anger comp, we usually see topaz being retained with sticky tape so that you can save it for the turn you go into Fury mode. So you can save it for the turn your mech goes into Last Stand.
Yeah.
But Noob Who was basically only saving it for when he had full banish pile. Once he had full banish pile, we started to see them get ripped. So and then having the Cottontails as well was just maximizing his energy output and card consistency throughout the match. So it was while he was also using the sticky tape, I do think that the utility is slightly different from the Endless Anger variation. But I'm still on the side of Rocket Stamp. I still think Rocket Stamp might be, even though it didn't work out that time, I think Rocket Stamp still has a bit more consistency.
I mean, let's agree to disagree. But yeah, of course, we have to look at more data. Let's look at more data though, and
yes, sir,
it's like
yes, sir.
1 point sticky tape, like many points Rocket Stamp.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So
I mean, just the word consistency, just being able to maintain a card in your hand, it seems like that would be the more consistent thing, right? You're never going to lose out on that value, regardless if you draw all 3 topazes in turn 1. So, I mean, maybe it is more consistent to have it, but I don't know. Rocket Stamp just seems like the OG play. I don't know. I could be wrong. Like you said, more data is needed.
Yeah, and like with the in terms of our players, like we have 2 players who went 2-0 straight, right, over at game 1 and now at game 3. So I'm expecting game 4 in terms of that pattern. It's going to be a 2-1. So we'll see.
We'll see. So this match is Big Gabby versus Zelizer. Zelizer is our return challenger. What do you see with this setup here?
Like with this comp that I'm seeing right now, Ryan, like I'm seeing a bunch, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 topazes. I'm seeing just 1 retain, and that retain is going to be the mech shield backup adaptive program, and then the dusk holy prayer. Like this is going to be that Axie that Axie comp that you see. That's kind of in a sense your big brain play. It's not going to be used so much so, but it's going to be your deck, or rather your play in your pocket that you might pull out anytime soon if the opponent will be opening them up, or opening themselves up to a possible, how do you say this, a possible vulnerability. Like if you feel they won't be able to use Shield Leecher, then you play this, right? that this is going to be one of those plays that is not expected, but we're mostly expecting topazes right now, Ryan.
Yeah, I feel like Topaz is the way to go. Although that is a very nice looking team, right? We've got the Innocent Lamb, Tricky, Twin Tail, backline mech, looking very strong with the reflect damage. We've got more discard power in the Neo eyes, and the Dawn with tassels. So there's even some damage potential as well. As far as sustained teams go, I feel like this one could be very successful. But yeah, I think like you said, it's going to be one of those like trump card options. It's something that you use as a counterplay to catch your opponent off guard. Wow, Zelizer not switching it up. He still is maintaining the sturdy fighter comp, which we saw him play as a wild card in Qualifier 1. It didn't work out for him too well, but it was definitely fun to watch. Only one Topaz team. So not a lot of options there. Double, wait, is that okay, I'm sorry. Two Topaz bugs. He has the Dawn and the mech. Man, so we could see a hard and fast sustain team. We could see a sturdy fighter sustain variation. What is going on with the Dawn with Tri-Feather? What is the idea there? Do you know? Can you think it?
Okay. That's a bench player. I don't know.
That's he had to get a 10th Axie in the pool to be allowed to compete. So
I have an idea. I have an idea, man. I have an idea. Okay, I'm gonna be floating on to you. Okay, that Dawn is gonna be carrying Holy Prayer just so he can power up the backline sturdy mech, sturdy fighter. Sturdy fighter bug. So yeah, it's extra damage. It's extra damage support. So let's see.
I see. It's just interesting. It's such a strange combination of cards. Like Cucumber, I don't see Cucumber getting a lot of value here. He has Confident, which, I mean, what are you trying to cleanse? I mean, and there's no Beast to be gaining rage counters. You've got the Cottontail, but I mean, and then you have the Tri-Feather, the single AoE card. So like, it's like every part on that Axie seems to not belong in this pool. The only card that somehow works is Bumpy, but
yeah,
I don't see the Dawn getting played.
You know, I'm pretty sure Ryan has a lot of points at school. Which of these Axies do not belong?
Oh, man, preschool. I was a A+ student, man. Yeah. I could always tell you which picture in the book was not like the others.
Yeah,
that was my
other. Yeah, but I feel even though it's a bench player or rather like that, if you like remember like going into a 30 energy or 60 energy composition, that will be your like 20th Axie or something like that. 40th Axie. I'm not sure if I counted correctly or remember it correctly, but that's gonna be a filler. But I feel like it's gonna be that Axie that will help power up the ant, like sustain the ant more, prevent it from getting some more debuffs. So that's why the Confident is there. But the Tri-Feather doesn't make sense. Still doesn't make sense, dude. So yeah.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, I guess if you're able to divert, if you're able to taunt juggle, yeah, no. I don't even want to try to justify it at all. It's just a weird placement. Now watch him play it in game 1 and just be like, y'all don't even understand the genius of my teams over here. I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think he's gonna shock us. I would like to see him play something a little different. I would love to see the sturdy fighter team come out again and hopefully come out on top this time, just because it's something that we haven't seen in this event so far. But yeah, I don't think we're gonna see the Dawn being played.
Yeah, maybe, yeah, but definitely, I am very curious. It's either way. Whichever of these two players will be moving forward, it's going to be a win for YGG because they are YGG guildmates. And so either way, which one of these guys are going to be winning, it's going to be moving forward. But it's going to be a team kill. Ultimately, it's a team kill. It's going to be brother against brother. Big Gabby versus Zelizer, YGG versus YGG. Let's see. It's going to be EA Topaz versus the double bug Topaz right now, Ryan. What do you think about this?
Interesting. So it is a double bug with the rocket stamp variation. So he is going to be able to bypass that front lane and go straight in for either the backline mech or possibly even the beast while it's trying to charge up those rage counters. He does have pretty good options. I might be on the side of Zelizer here. I think he learned his mistake from Qualifier 1. He was like, all right, I'm not going to showboat. I'm not going to try anything different. I'm going to go the tried and true method of consistency here, and I'm going to try to get the victory no matter what it takes. So. Yeah, I think he's learned his lesson. This is his second time in the final qualifiers, so he's got a little bit more experience than Big Gabby. This is his first arrival in the top 8. But you know, it's, we've seen everything happen in this event so far. So it's really anybody's game.
Right. It's gonna be like, you know, we might see some big plays coming in from Big Gabby right here, considering. That they have the Fury form, or rather the Endless Anger midline beast right there. But let's not take out the fact that both of these guys are carrying Garish Worms. So the discard is going to be definitely a play coming in from the get-go. But I'm seeing more of a ramp coming in from Zelizer's side. Like both double Goldfish signals like, okay, there's going to be a lot of ramp incoming. But still, it may go back and forth. I'm seeing if it's going to be sticky tape for Big Gabby right here, he may go and destroy the midline faster. Like it's gonna go red.
That's
like
true.
After
That's
the Fury
true.
form, and that's gonna be destroyed.
I don't like the fact that Zelizer has played the mech in the middle. I really don't like it. I feel like the mech needs to be in the back. The shield leecher needs to be somewhere in the front, getting more value in the earlier rounds. Yeah, that last stand, I think that last stand just needs to be safe for the end. Interesting choice there. So he actually decides to let the Bumpy go. He doesn't use the Bumpy and instead uses his energy for the turn to retain one of the Topazes. He wasn't able to get the engine rolling at all in that turn, so the only card he threw out was the Square Teeth. He's hoping to draw an Innocent Lamb or a Nemo in the following turn, get that engine rolling for the Banish pile, and get more value from those Topazes. Drawing both of them in turn 1 is a very rough situation.
Yeah, very rough indeed. And let me rough up your mindset a bit, Ryan. Remember that Tri-Feather Axie that we saw a while ago, Don? One of the
news?
Yeah, we got news. We got news from the chat right there from Hume. He said that it is a Heaven's Echo Axie. So that means if you use Heaven's Echoes and if you use skills, you will get to put in 20 shield on the Axies, and that can help disturb the fighters. Okay.
Oh, wow, you're right.
Yeah.
It's full. It's like only got one attack card. The rest of them are skills.
Yeah.
So very, very interesting stuff.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if we're going to see it. Hopefully, I hope. No offense, Zelizer, but I hope you lose this match and are forced to switch things up because I'd love to see some of the variety that you're bringing to the table.
Yeah, talk about variety as well. I missed out on the fact that Zelizer was also carrying the Parasite, which is another discard mechanic. So basically, if he put like Mantis Dagger on that Garish Worm or on that Square Teeth, then there would be like 3 effective discards right there. Like 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1 to 3 cards. 3 discards. So he is banking right there. Look at that. There is going to be a discard with the Garish Worm, removing the possible ramp in terms of the energy from Big Gabby. And Big Gabby's turn right now, he's going to be bumping up to 6. So let's see if he will have some support as well, because that mid lane will possibly have 2 energy drinks, 2 drinks to get it up to Fury form. Oh man, look at this draw. Kind of an assuming draw as well, but I feel he will go with Goldfish and him. There you go.
Yep, holding on to that Topaz for the following turn. I think next turn he definitely goes into Fury mode and starts making some waves. And yeah, nothing too impressive from Zelizer on this turn either. So, man, I feel like Big Gabby's next turn is going to be pretty dang big and might spell disaster for Zelizer in this match here.
That is right. And, you know, we can see Big Gabby's front line right there go down. And there you go. There's the Fury form activated by Big Gabby, but falls short.
Square Teeth finishes it off. He still has Topaz and another Topaz and a Cottontail. So much damage coming in from this team right now. It's devastating. And he activates the last stand with a Ronin with 5 energy in endless anger in Fury mode, man. That is as powerful as it gets.
And you know, if we were in a stadium right now, Ryan, it's like, and the crowd goes wild as the midline Axie of Zelizer gets destroyed early with the Big Gabby big play. Amazing.
I would love to get like a super chat mechanism where the audience members could just hit cheer, and then the sound effect would come through. That would be pretty epic. Yep, as we predicted, Big Gabby had a pretty strong advantage there. Things just did not work out too well for Zelizer. I think having the mech in the middle put him in a rough situation, and then of course drawing both of those Topazes so early on in the match made it really difficult for him to get the damage value that he needed. So Big Gabby takes game 1, but still potentially 2 more games on the table.
Yeah. We know if you have a mech in the middle, let's call it Malcolm, right? So you can see you can see that like that's gonna be the play that you have right there. Positioning is definitely key, but considering that this strategy, this composition coming in from Big Gabby is more of a sticky tape comp that he has, he is going to go front to back. So with the midline positioning from Zelizer, it definitely had an impact to him, setting up for a high possibility of failure during this matchup. And we saw it like the slow rollout of the Fury form coming in from Big Gabby. At least he could have gotten the midline Axie mech down to red, but he went straight into last stand after that Ronin. And as you can see right here, he's going to be setting it up on over at the next turn, Ryan. And you have it right here.
Yeah. I mean, it was pretty devastating. I think, honestly, if Zelizer just had better card draw, he would have been able to utilize those Topazes more efficiently, and he would have been able to swing in for the beast and maybe even prevent him from going into Fury mode with the amount of damage output that he has, the amount of damage output potential that he has in that comp.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, just that early double Topaz draw is pretty devastating. It's hard to recover from that.
Yeah, and you can see like, you know, I want to coin a new term, Ryan. Let's call, instead of Topaz Infinity, let's call it the Topaz verse.
Topaz verse.
Because there are many variants, right? Many variants to the Topaz, right? Like, oh, this is the Topaz verse right now. Like, so many variants. We're seeing double bugs right now. This is like possibly the 3rd double bug comp that we have seen just today. And we have seen 2 mechs that have been placed in the front just today. Like, you know what's happening, man? The Topaz verse is converging, then diverging, then converging yet again. So like, it's coming. The fabric of the reality of Axie Infinity is just breaking into itself.
I think the meta, the runes and charm meta, the team placement meta, it is evolving as we speak. I think each player is learning from the qualifiers before them, and they're all thinking about what can I do differently that's going to give me a slight upper hand in this mirror match? And because of these thought processes, everyone's trying to think of their own little way to gain the upper hand, whether that is by switching up the placement of one Axie or by using sticky tape as opposed to rocket stamp. Yeah, we even saw a double bug mech Topaz team rocking sticky tape, which is the first time we've seen that before. Usually the rocket stamp is the way to go, but yeah, we're getting so many variations here, and the Topaz verse, as you say. But next match is ready, so let's hop in here and see what Big Gabby and Zelizer bring to match 2. And it's looking very similar here. I think it's the exact same setup.
You know, I wouldn't think that Zelizer sees this as a disadvantage. I mean, if he played this up to top 8, that means he has had some success with this kind of lineup. So I feel that he's more comfortable with this lineup right here. And if it all goes the same as what happened on game 1, wherein he goes on and draws out his 2 topazes early on, then we're going to be having the same result, right? So
I mean, the gods would have to be seriously against Zelizer to bring him up to the top 8 twice, and then give him such bad luck in his second time around. Yeah, you know, the first time, we'll chalk it up to him trying to put on a good show. Yeah. Right? But this time, let's pray to the RNG gods that he gets a better hand and is able to actually compete. His last match was pretty much a blowout, and same with last qualifier. I mean, like I said, he was trying to put on a show. He gave us some really interesting compositions to cast. But they just weren't competing at that same level.
Yeah, I mean, we might see Zelizer trying it again right now with a more, how do you say this, more time-tested or more data-driven composition that we are seeing right now. And it all comes down right now to whatever he can't control. Like, he possibly could have put in the hours, put in the experience on this composition, went in with a lot of success, but now there's a small percentage of what you can control, and that's the card draw. And and with sticky tape, there's a high chance that you will be able to control. And I'm not sure it will, if that would be the case here, because Rocket Stamp works really well with this composition right now, Ryan.
Yeah, Rocket Stamp is strong indeed. I mean, I think, I think Zelizer would have had the upper hand if he had just drawn his Nemos first. Got the Nemos and the Innocent Lambs and the Banished Pile, power up the Topaz. He would have been able to swing in for heavy damage on that Beast in the middle. And we saw that Beast didn't get powered up till later in the, I think it was turn 8. That's when it finally went into Fury mode. So, I mean, if the luck was just a little bit better, he would have been able to take out that Beast before it even gone into Fury mode, which could have given him the upper hand. But again, with that mech in the middle, man, I just don't know. I don't see it.
Yeah, I really don't see it as well. Like, mech in the back has always been, like, as you can see here, even Big Gabby knows this. Like, even though I have I'm talking as Big Gabby right here. Even though I have, like, the damager right there in the middle, I would still put the mech in the back, because I know the value of the mech in the back. Even though you get to kill it, you're still going to survive one more turn, and that's going to be giving you the advantage, right? Giving me the advantage. And look at that first turn is going to be that Nutcracker with the drink to put it up to 4 rage stacks. It's going to be the damage going to the back. So still, you know, Big Gabby and Zelizer still have no banish cards as of the moment. But again, early Topaz comes from Zelizer. He just needs 1 Innocent Lamp or 1 Nemo to get the train going, the damage train going.
Right. Now, Big Gabby and Zelizer, as you said before, they're both YGG. Yeah. Do you think Big Gabby whispered in Zelizer's ear and was like, hey, man, You know, mech in the middle is the new meta. This is what you should be doing in our match together. And in all likelihood, they've probably scrimmed it out. I mean, I'm sure that they've probably scrimmed it out being on the same team. They probably have great communication with each other, and they probably practiced a whole lot together and are very understanding and aware of what each other's team is capable of. But yeah,
Yeah, that could be the case, man. Like, you know, you're joshing your teammate, like, you know, man. All in all, like the YGG team is a very strong team, even getting some of their teammates onto the qualifiers already. If I remember correctly, we got Uste already in over at Qualifier too, so that's already one of their players in already. Like, and you can see Zelizer already drew out his 2 topazes over the previous turn, just dealing 150 plus damage. That's just an underpowered topaz turn right there. And now you can see Big Gabby just, you know, going in with the big guns. Over at the next turn, I feel Big Gabby is going to go with his very own Fury form, and there are 2 cars to stop that. It's going to be Garish Worm and Parasite coming in from Zelizer.
Yeah, man. I mean, the early topazes are devastating with 2 times in a row for Zelizer to get that bad consistency. It's rough to see. It's rough. Just bad RNG. The RNG gods are deciding that Zelizer is not worthy of the Bangkok live event. And that's what it seems like to me. I mean, Big Gabby seems to have such an advantage here with that topaz and the Ronin. Is that going to bring him? Oh, he has the Garish Worm and the Ronin. Yeah, this is a complete reset of what happened in the last match. We've seen it all before. It's the same old story. Although this topaz is going to be pretty powerful coming in from the mech.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be enough because he still has the backline mech.
Rocket Stamp.
Does the square teeth actually take him out? Okay, so the last stand activates on the mech, but there's a pretty healthy beast there as well. Interesting.
Wow.
So no attack cards. I mean, we got Parasite, right? But no topaz in the backline mech, so you're not getting that super high powerful damage, and as soon as this turn ends, that mech is dead. So if Zelizer can deal 369 damage, no siree, Bob, and it looks like Big Gabby's gonna be taking this match all the way home and all the way to Bangkok, Thailand for the final event. Because this is it right here. Ronin comes in. Zelizer, his 2nd time in the qualifiers, but cannot take it all the way. Big Gabby coming out on top. Big Gabby, congratulations. You'll be competing in the AxieTh World Battle Bangkok LAN event and earning 300 AXS along the way.
Yeah.
Man.
Like I'm imagining Zelizer as Tom Cruise in The Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, imagine yourself trying to run it back, playing again and again with the midline mech against this kind of composition that Big Gabby is carrying. Like, most of the time, you will get that loss, and you will try to adjust a bit and still get that loss, and that's what happened. Let's getting straight into 2-0 right now. Like, setting up for discards, and those discards prove to be not quite enough to break out the damage potential that's going to be coming towards your team. Yeah, just goes to show how strong the setup that Big Gabby has, and also how strong the luck is in terms of the draw and the RNG of which cards are going to be discarded from the side of Big Gabby after Zelizer has unleashed the Parasite and the Garish Worm. So again, that's I'm just going back to that sample, right? Like, middle mech feels underpowered, under-optimized. It feels under optimized. Like, yeah.
I agree, man. But then again, Zelizer has proved himself to be an amazing competitor in two of these qualifiers and making it all the way to the top 8 twice. So, I mean, he's obviously a very strong player.
Yeah.
I don't understand the idea of the midline mech, but we also have to remember he got horrible RNG in both of those matches.
Yeah.
So sometimes the Axie gods are just against you.
Yeah.
But he does have one more qualifier to bring it back. He can absolutely come back a third time. And can you imagine if he comes back a third time and finally gets it in the last qualifier? That would be so epic.
You know, if Zelizer makes it to the third time and gets it at the third time, I would make him a motivational poster. I would make him like a motivational poster, like try until you succeed, and there's gonna be the image of Zelizer right there. Like, I personally would post this and put it on Twitter and tag him and make it black and white. Right? Like, imagine that. And I'm gonna be bringing it to him on Thailand, dude. Like, sure, for sure. That's gonna be happening. Zelizer, make it happen. I believe that you can do it. You already made it twice, top 8. You can make it again to top 8 at the last and the 4th qualifier, and possibly even get that spot. But again, congratulations to our top 4. Who are again our top 4 right now, Ryan?
So we've got Noob Who, we've got Big Gabby, we've got Zero, and it was Chan, right?
Chan.
Chan from MMG.
Yeah.
So, man, congratulations to all of our winners tonight. Of course, all of the players are champions in my book. To make it to the top 8 of a 3-day event with 1,024 players is absolutely crazy. So just to make it to this point is you're a champion in my book. But unfortunately, only 4 can continue and 4 are staying home. And hopefully there is one more qualifier for these players who are just out of range to come back and claim their victory in the following week. But
yeah. I mean, I'm also giving that possibility to to Paradise, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's very possible that he will get like to qualifier 4, and if he does that, I will do that for him as well, man. These guys are like, they are the epitome of try until you succeed. So let's see if they do succeed with another qualifier. So still, congratulations to Chan, Zero, Noobhu, and Big Gabby for moving on to Bangkok, Thailand. I mean, see you there, guys. Like, you guys are really doing great.
Absolutely. Man, it's such a fun event, man. It's such a fun event. I am hoping to God that I can figure out my way to Thailand and cast the LAN event in person. I don't know if it's in the books for me yet. I have to work everything out. I have to figure out if the budget is there. I have to figure out if I can get the plane tickets. But it would be an absolute treat to be able to visit Thailand and be there for the insane.
Oh, what happened? Oh, are you there, Ryan?
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
I woke myself. I pressed the bad button. I was trying to read a note, and instead I hopped into another call. My apologies, everybody. But yeah, I'd love to make it up to Thailand, man.
Yeah, I think Ryan just quickly booked a ticket to Thailand. Out of that.
I had to hop off and make sure my ticket wasn't getting hijacked by somebody else.
Yeah.
No. It's still up in the air.
And yeah, I mean, that's amazing, man. Like, we saw like the Topaz verse like expanding right now, and it's already developing as well. We've seen EA, we've seen double bugs with the collect and protect and the shield leecher, and we've seen like frontline mechs, we've seen midline mechs, we have seen backline mechs. Yeah, so I think we have yet to see our top players yet again. And again, congratulations to these guys, but let's give a thanks to our sponsors and partners for making this happen. AxieTh. AxieTh is one of the biggest Axie communities in Thailand, sharing news and updates about Axie Infinity and Ronin Chain. In addition, AxieTh has hosted several Axie community meetups, events in Thailand, which bring together members of the community to share their love for the game and connect with like-minded individuals. With its strong focus on Axie Infinity and its active engagement with the community, AxieTh has become a key player in the Axie ecosystem in Thailand, Ryan.
And YGGC is a gaming guild that operates in Southeast Asia, primarily focused on blockchain games. YGGC is the first sub-DAO of YGG, a part of the broader Yield Guild Games organization, which aims to create decentralized gaming ecosystems where players can earn income by participating in blockchain-based games. The guild also conducts community events and education programs to promote blockchain gaming in the region.
Yes, and also AMP Guild. AMP Guild is the Web3 epicenter of Ampers and provides a network of 400 million people through Web3 gaming influencers and offers additional customized branding, marketing, and community growth services in Southeast Asia and India. And let's remind our viewers about the giveaway, Ryan.
Of course, the giveaway, if you want to participate in the giveaway, all you have to do is follow the link. You'll find it either in the description or pinned in the messages. Follow that link, create an account with the AxieTh website. I believe it is www or wb.gg. So that's the link it'll take you to. Create an account there and follow all the prompts to be able to qualify for winning your very own Axie in this 30 Axie giveaway. The winners will be chosen and announced on Facebook within 7 days. But I also want to give a big thanks to Axie Infinity. You know, Axie Infinity is the game that brought us all together. It is the game that is making all of this epic esports potential possible. So big thanks to Axie Infinity, yeah, man. Do you have anything else you want to say?
Yes, and again, thank you to our viewers right here for staying on the stream, and for AxieTh again for reaching out or making this possible week after week with the qualifiers, and to the players. 1,024 down to 8 is a big feat. Like, thank you for
Absolutely.
just keeping on joining, keeping on supporting the community as well. Just stay competitive, and we will just continue on supporting esports tournament for Axie Infinity, guys. And again, I mean that's the last words, guys. Just stay safe, and we'll close it out, Ryan.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you, Excelsior, for having such high energy. I know it's it's early in the morning for me over here. We both have our coffee, but I had to wake up much earlier than I'm used to. So I am very glad to have you here to keep up that high energy while I'm trudging through. So I thank you very much, Excelsior. And other than that, I think that's all we got.
Yes,
So,
thank you, guys.
Thank you all for watching. We'll see you all next time, next week. Mark your calendars.
Bye.
Hi, my name is Chung, the CEO and co-founder of Sky Babies. Today, we are entering a new chapter of the Ronin network with a new delegated proof of stake upgrade. Let's build together.
A Ronin is a samurai without a master. With Ronin, we took the destiny of our own products into our own hands.
Sky Babies team has been working very hard in past months for this moment. And on the journey to DPOS, we have some new key high. We also make some new friends along the way.
So we have vetted over 250 game studios to determine those exact right partners for us and for our ecosystem.
Progressively decentralizing the network over time means that we can move a little bit slower at the beginning and get a more clear idea of what the most important value adds for people are. And now we can really start to see the fruits of our labor.